and do this. That's right. So once again, happy Sunday for everybody who just got here. I want to welcome my brother David Liciaga, gracing and passing by, dropping and making sure his presence is felt today, bro. It's an honor to have you here. And guys, welcome to another Sunday webinar. I'm going to share my screen real quick and we're going to get straight into it. All right. So now, last week we started off looking at gold per usual. And the market opened up with a gap. Boom. Let's get back right into Sunday's price action. And I say there was a lot of price action last week. So we started off with a gap, typical. We saw the retracement. Some of us took it, some of us waited for the next day. Okay. Then we ended up anticipating something that a lot of traders were not talking about on the internet. And I called it out. I said, hey, listen, market might be pushing and being all bullish, but wait until we find price reaching this 4 hour high that it hasn't visited before since it dropped here in on January 29th. We might see a correction. And what happened next? The next day, New York market came up here, resisted, and because it was a 4 hour resistance zone, right? We ended up seeing this behavior happening. Shout out to Douglas for being able to catch this the best out of the whole group. He was able to catch the top right here, and of course, the market sold off. But however, the first reaction on Monday, we saw price drop for let me see how many pips did we drop. We dropped a good 1,200 pips, and so we had a break and a retest in Asia. Now, I want to stop right here and say this: there's a fine difference between observation, anticipation, and execution. And what I mean by that is like we could call trades or foresee things happening, but if you fail to execute, whether it was Hans, it was Lunar, it was D, it was David, it doesn't matter, right? That's why sometimes I don't even care to get on the internet and be like, oh yeah, this, that, and the third. Like if I didn't execute the trade, or maybe if some of you guys caught it, that makes me feel better because we could see something coming. If we didn't trade it the right way, it didn't serve us too much purpose. So I want y'all to remember the reason why I saw this coming last week was because when price reaches a 4 hour zone that it has not touched before, or like price reacted in the past, and now they're revisiting that zone, it's a high chance that we'll see a reversal. Now, what should have happened once we anticipated that is the execution part. Because what we said just a few seconds ago was the anticipation part. The execution was supposed to be, hey, by New York, once price does reach that 4 hour high, we're going to be able to anticipate the reversal by placing the trade and putting a stop loss above the 4 hour high to anticipate the reversal and be a part of it. Okay, so now of course, they might be a break and retest once price is giving you enough pips out of that move. We were anticipating for it to drop and fill the gap. Exiting is key, right? So we got the break and retest. Tuesday, price continued to the downside and sold hard. And we dropped over 4,000 pips and we retested 5,000 per ounce on gold, right? So that was the highlight of gold. But then there were some pretty good things that we noticed that also were opportunities, and I'm sure some of you caught. For instance, Asian session counter trade buys. Price made it to these zones every time we spoke on this. Asian session price loves to just pretty much retest London, not London, but New York session lows. And if they're respecting it, then you could take a counter trade buy. As we all can see, the market instead ranged. Now, let's also remember we made a consensus. As a group, we said, hey, we're not trading Wednesdays no more. Wednesdays have been a bubonic plague lately. And it was no different last Wednesday, where we saw prices not really showing too much direction. And then instead, by Wednesday evening, they came back to buy up to this point. So by that time, during the week, we noticed that Gold was pretty much ranging. And what I enjoyed seeing on Friday, even though I didn't trade for real, was the fact that gold has this very intentional behavior, which is you could like it could be very weird to see during the week in the middle of the week, right? Can't tell what the heck is going on Wednesday, Thursday, but by Friday, when price retests the low of the week from Tuesday or Monday, you'll notice they'll reject off these zones, breaking retests. These will be your opportunities for counter trade buy. And they gave that opportunity more than once. We saw it happen on Thursday Asia. How did it present itself? We saw it come down and retest New York, just like we were just saying. You might not see a setup in New York, but show up in Asia. You might see price coming down to retest the previous New York lows. And you will notice it's a lot of rejection wicks that will tell you, hey, might be a good opportunity to get in for buys with your stop loss below the rejection wick zones. All right. We've noticed it. It's pretty much a pattern these days. Like you try and go against these rejections, your grits. So Friday being NFP, not too bad of an NFP. We saw that this retracement on Thursday pulled back into London on Friday. And by the time 8:30 came in, they pushed, they showed direction. And we all know typically the best trades for NFP is just waiting for price an hour or so after to retest the candle, the engulfing candle or the price action from 8:30 by 9:45 or later. If we see price pulling back to retest those areas in New York, then it's a good opportunity to take buys. And they gave a beautiful 800 pip rally, pulled back, pulled back in the afternoon, rejection, nice buy opportunity. But then we just opened up today and shit hit the fan, right? We noticed all this was cool and cute, but till this very moment, price has once again respected a 4 hour high. So what's the move for the week? Well, it's very clear that because of all this war going on, because of the need for a price to correct anyway, we might be seeing some more sells this week for gold. All right. Now, I don't see no trades just yet. This thing already sold off. We need to see what happens next. But it's already kind of looking like if price is to like change and shift structure, it will have to break past the range of last week. Okay, but until then, we're going to see how price behaves over here because there is a chance that we might be hitting 5,000 maybe the next 12 hours. And we might see 48.80 get retested. So,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
mm, so that's where we're pretty much keeping our eyes open, keeping our eyes peeled to see how we will catch an opportunity for gold this week. All right. So far we don't have a trade, but we're gonna move on to the next asset class. Anybody got anything to add before I move on to US 30 and Nas and such?
Ooh, I'll let your analysis, brother.
Thank you, bro. hmm So, are we on the same page, everybody? Before we keep going, check the chat.
Yes,
What's
we.
up, Celine?
What up? What up?
Mm. I was real proud of my chicken breast. That joint juicy, not dry. I did good, man. I did good. Rice was pretty good, man. I did what they call that rice, dirty rice. When you put you know when you go to Walmart and you get the mixed vegetables and you make it with rice? Man, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something to see if I'm not official. I'm about to show y'all something real quick. Where are my Caribbeans in the house? Where my Hispanic people in the house?
Man, don't get me started. If you make me whip out The rice and beans I done made, you're gonna be put to shame, my God.
You know when you put the damn spatula in the middle of the motherfucking thing, what that mean? What that mean, cuz? I'm saying though.
You said you like your beans just like you like your women thick.
Mhm. You already know that means the water to rice ratio is well balanced. You feel me? I just had to pull that out there just to show y'all. You feel me? So of course, like this is me just preparing, the mixed vegetables. And then on the right, getting my chicken breast ready. Just trying to keep it as clean as possible. You feel me? All right. I don't know why this video not playing. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, all right. Just want y'all to hear the sizzling, the sizzling. Mm. Got my butter, I got my olive oil, my extra virgin olive oil because we eating clean out here. Got my spices, got my thyme. I got. This is for the folks who really didn't believe the first time I dropped the videos, and y'all think I was bullshitting when I tell you I'll be really cooking in the kitchen. Be giving wifey a couple of days off. This is what I'm eating now. All right. So W's in the chat. Come on, guys. Come on now. The man who cooked. Put some W's in the chat, man. Shit. All right. So appreciate it. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Where are my silver people at?
While you on the chart, I would literally just pulled up, bro.
That's crazy. hmm So silver is following gold. Uh oh my God. I know y'all gonna be making a lot of money. I know
Gold
Quells is about
following
to.
silver.
Mm-hmm.
Gold following silver, not the other way around, man.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're
63, 63.
right. 63? Damn. You could be right.
hmm
Yeah. But we definitely seeing first targets of 78. That could happen tonight. If we get a pullback, I most definitely would say silver is on its way to the downside. But every time we come across a wick zone to the left, the first target is that zone. Because you know what these bastards will do. They always have some form of rejections and volume that's like hidden around these type of rejection zones. We have the proof all over here. So you don't play around too much with zones like this, even if we have anticipations for price to go even lower. So y'all definitely watch out for that. We're all good traders here on this call, but it's always the discretions. It's always the in-betweens that might throw us off our game. So that's why like it's important to talk about the in-betweens on these calls and not just do a damn technical analysis and just leave it there, right? We've been caught up many times before off areas that we saw the potential for, to the downside, but as soon as they made it to the zones where there's a whole wick, that too is a hidden area of demand. Okay, so just be careful once price makes it here to 79.9, and then we'll see what happens next. We have a whole week to benefit from price action. All right. So 78 for sure, 78.8. And then the strongest demand to the downside is at 71 slash 72, which was pretty much the basis of the middle of and the beginning of February. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're just ranging that price perimeter for now. Anybody got anything to add with that one? Because I know I'm not the only person here who is exposed to silver. And I always welcome opinions on the call. Carlos, you got anything else to say besides 63? Mm-hmm. Lisa said, I agree, but with gold. True, true, true. Okay. All right. Moving on.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, bet. Yeah.
with silver, yeah, I see it going to 63. I mean, it could possibly just stop at, the 70s too, but I'm just looking at the last wick,
Yeah.
for when it made that massive drop. I'm looking at take profit there. I
Okay.
mean, but we'll see, of course.
I dig it. I now understand why you said 63
Yeah,
because of
yeah,
that week.
yeah. I
Okay.
didn't randomly make up the number.
Okay, you heard it here first from Close. Don't act like you ain't here. You heard? Like, don't act. All right. So, how was the week last week for y'all? Like, how was the week? Because I ain't trade last week, man.
It was break even, but I did get to take something out, but it was just, yeah, could have been better.
Okay.
And
Anybody
then
else?
the market opened and I couldn't even believe it. Our broker was not open until 7 o'clock.
Hmm.
So I'm
That makes
hella
sense,
excited.
though. I think the servers needed a reset because of the time change.
I didn't even, but they,
That ain't
but
what
they sent
happened, bro.
that,
That ain't what happened.
they
Cause
sent that message at 7 p.m. So I was already in the trade. Um,
Hmm.
on Friday at market close in profit. And I would have been in even more profit when it opened, but I couldn't close my trade and I'm tight.
Mm. I
Yeah,
that
think
I'm
happened
the way
multiple
Dave said what he said. Are you saying this was some purposeful thing, just
Oh, 100%.
to keep
A
from?
100%. Listen, because I monitor multiple brokers, let multiple brokers. And what I witnessed is 11 out of the 12 brokers that I monitor, all of them paused trading.
Hmm.
11 out of 12.
yeah,
Uh,
I believe you.
Y'all
And I
what?
was looking like they're haters. Like y'all haters. Like
they paused trading. So, and this was across different platforms. I saw it happen on DX Trade. I saw it happen on C Trader. I saw it happen on MT4, MT5. I saw it happen on Trade Locker. And so, you know what like when you play the broker game, then you understand that the broker, pardon my French, but the broker ain't shit. The liquidity provider is everything. The broker just deals with different rules. So even though your trades execute immediately, that's not how trades execute from the broker to the liquidity provider. Very, very um specific criteria need to be met in order for them to enter into trades. So the reason why there's a lot of money to be made on the broker side is because they're basically carrying your positions until the criteria is met for that trade. And when the criteria is met for the trade, then they're able to decide how it is that they go ahead and play it, whether they're getting in heavy or not. So based on what I saw, across multiple platforms. It is my belief that liquidity providers basically shut down trading for an extended period of time until they understood what the repercussions of what was going on in Iran was going to be, because they didn't want to lose money. And
Hmm.
so the money that was being lost was yours.
Mm. Well, I'm glad you came in here, bro. Um,
Yeah, because I
Quells.
saw it across multiple brokers. There was only one broker that I trade on, and even U.S. regulated brokers, same thing. So I literally only saw one broker not have a pause on trading.
Yeah, good take, bro. I agree. Um, I think the brokers. I know earlier I just said that, like, I'm imagining is because the servers and the time difference, but yeah, that's definitely probably not that. But them being advised to pause trading until the first hour of market open just to see what was basically happening. Because guys, I get what you said, Quells. that the brokers are haters. But
Haters, they haters. Like I don't want to hear it.
listen,
But wait, before you say what you gotta say, my thing is right. Go live, y'all. Go live. Don't depend on props. Don't depend on props. Right? Okay.
mm,
I'm gonna go live. I could hold over the weekend. I could do this. I could do that. It's better on a live. I could withdraw right away. But then when situations like this happen, it's not the first time now since using this broker. Like, I'm about to start shopping for a new broker now because this is crazy.
but what we
I
just
might as
heard
well just.
is 11 out of the 12 brokers, including regulated brokers, paused trading for an hour so that way
An hour
if the
minimum.
price action gapped uncontrollably, because this had happened before in 2016. There are risk teams with businesses that make those type of decisions. It might kind of suck for us as traders. I'm a trader too. But you got to think about it this way. If this shit gapped 300 pips and nobody saw that coming, it's going to be a bloodbath for the broker. The slippage would be disgusting. But guess what, though? From the stats that we see on the back end with different brokers, David Liciaga and I, we know for a fact that on a regular day, traders do damage to themselves way more than a day like this to make the broker profitable every single month. So, so the trader makes more mistakes and helps to donate to the broker way more than the broker wants to be a hater because they make M's every month. I mean, the biggest brokers make billions of dollars, and the smallest brokers might make hundreds of thousands, you know, a month. So I empathize on both sides. I'm not an owner of a broker yet, but I do like to see different reasons behind certain things because, like, from how I see it too, that was kind of messed up because did we get an email? I don't think we got an email,
So
right?
some brokers did send out emails. Some
Yeah.
did.
Yes, we did get an email, but they sent an email out at 7 p.m. on Friday. The market is already closed, so that email is invalid. You should have sent
Yeah.
out the email way before the market closed because then in my mind I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna hold. Like I'm gonna just wait till market open and then just do my thing and move on.
Valid
Yeah.
point.
Now that being said, everything that we're saying, understand that prices always go to respect structure.
Right.
price price is always gonna respect structure. The only people that and I mean this with all due respect. I don't want to
Respectfully.
insult
Yeah.
anybody. But the only people that lost on that were the people whose stop losses were too tight for the asset class that they were trading.
Mm.
Because what I saw, NFP included, was very, very clear movements that were predetermined. Give me 1 second while I let my dog out. She is looking like she gotta go.
Yeah. To continue the conversation, yeah, I think you're right with the email. We got to look into what time they usually send those emails anyway, because everything has a pattern, right? If usually they send the emails earlier on a Friday, then we definitely got to be like, yo, even I will start reaching out to Genesis, be like, yo, y'all need to send these emails sooner before the market closes.
Yeah,
But
but here's the thing: you can't like
the
Hans. I hear what
maintenance
you're saying,
emails,
but it's deeper than that. You need to understand. And my partner Andrew Cooper, he made a post about this
mm,
where he basically said, if you go back all the way to World War One, there's never been a war that we have been involved in that has ever started on a Monday or Tuesday. Not one.
mm,
Most wars start over the weekend. And there's a reason for that.
the
And it doesn't
anticipation.
it's not even anticipation, bro. It's because the markets are closed and the only people that could trade are on the inside.
Exactly.
right? So, like, this is. I know that it sucks that we got emails after the market was closed, but the reality is that that's just the way business is done in this industry, in this country. So, like last week for me, profitable green week. Like last week, I did 200%. And so when I'm sat there and I'm looking at what's happening, like what's so crazy is, I saw a boneheaded pre-NFP signal come out from someone on a platform. I don't want to name the person or the platform, but said buy US 30. And I'm like, in what world?
Hmm.
Like, and literally I was already in the sell and I just held that. And
Yeah.
if I sat there and I held over the weekend, that gap was 600-700 points.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I mean, a lot of traders, man, they lack the whole fundamental knowledge, and all they see is well prices at 4-hour demand or daily demand. But when it comes to war, US 30 usually sells off before there's any sort of buying, right? Oh yeah, the bearish market US 30 be sweet.
yeah, super bearish.
Uh-huh.
Super bearish. I was selling US 30, all week last week.
Yeah.
And scalping the hell out of it. But what I will tell you is this: like, I love this gap. I love this gap because usually what happens, and I trade US 30 guys, so I spend a lot of time with it. Um, and I'll let you know that when there's a gap this big, usually Monday she doesn't fill the gap. On
Hmm.
Monday market open, it's usually Tuesday when that gap gets
Yes, that is correct. I've seen that many
like like
times.
like, like, like I just like people have people have sat there and have criticized me because I always talk about pairs like they're women, but you're a woman if you're a man, and if you're a woman, you could go ahead and you could co-sign me and be part of the amen quarter. But it's like, if you're a woman, you want your man to know you. You want your man to know exactly how it is you move, what it is that you like. You don't want to sit there and need to tell him what it is to do. He spends enough time with you, he should just know. He should be able to pay attention. Pairs are the same exact way. They
Yeah.
move a certain way.
You gotta learn
And
behavior.
so you got to learn behavior. You
Get
got
real
to you
acquainted
got
and
to learn how it
sentimental
is
with
that
that
they act.
pair. Yeah. Yeah. You get real
Like,
intimate
and
with it.
that's how come super intimate. And that's
Hmm.
how come, like, the only reason I can trade US 30, US 100, and US 500 is because, I look Habibi and they all sisters, Like, it's just they all move similar, but they're not the same,
Hmm.
right? And so as you begin to understand that, like, I made a decision just last week, like, yo, I'm cutting off US 500 and US 100. I'm only trading US 30. And
Yeah.
I sat down now, my God, this is Hans, about when we met, like 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I sat down with um man, I always butcher his last name. Give me 1 second. So he has a condo in Jersey City, right under looking over
Oh,
the
Ali Saleh.
no. Um bro, this guy was the lead trader for um Citibank in Japan
Oh,
for
damn.
6 years. And he only traded one pair for 6 years. 6 years. All he traded was USDJPY. That's it. That's it.
Mm.
He had billions under management,
Mm-hmm.
billions. And so if someone could make a career off a trade of one pair for 6 years, and here's the thing, he was the lead trader. So he sat there and he literally said to, like, the way a trading floor works in the Forex space, if you guys don't know, is you have the lead trader and he sits there and he will go ahead and give you points of interest and directional bias. And then you go ahead and trade, but you're not allowed to go against that. So he had a whole team of people that needed to follow his analysis for USD JPY for 6 years, trading billions of dollars. That's how come it's comical to me when we, as retail traders are like, we want to trade everything. Why? It don't make sense. You can get everything you need from one pair.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is good. This is good context being added. Somebody said, I thought you traded GJ, David.
I used to.
Yeah. That was back in what day again?
That was back in Tradera days.
Yeah, that's why she said that.
Yep.
Just to show you how
that
far back people know your ass. And
Yeah.
just to
Listen,
tell you
that was,
where the point of interest was at the time.
yeah. Listen, I used to trade GJ and I used to tell people on a live call, GJ got hips and she likes to swing them.
Yo.
And then literally I would say, I don't want you guys to lose your account. So this is where I'm putting the conservative stop loss, but this is where I'm putting the aggressive stop loss. This is where my stop loss is at. And then I'd literally be like, I'm going to sleep. Like I would enter the trade, and here's the thing, like for Hans is married,
I can hear Celine's voice. That's why I'm laughing. It's like when I first started to learn. Oh my gosh.
Hans,
already
but
know.
it's just like it's just like, like Hans, when you get home, from a trip, or you get home from running errands and wifey's home, you
Yeah.
already know what to expect,
Oh, of course.
right? Right? Like, here's the thing. Like, I had someone tell me, that Saturdays in their house, mom would get up early, she would wrap her hair in a doobie, and they already knew what it meant. Get out the house, she about to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, you understand those patterns. So with GJ, I was like, yo, it's 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. She's going to retrace a little bit and then do exactly what I expect her to do. So I'm going to go to sleep. She can wake me up when she's ready.
That's it. Yeah, that used to be sweet back then for real. Like Asian session would start the move, it would rally and get a little retracement by maybe 12 a.m. It's just continuation. Next day, price will come back to probably pull all the way back sometimes and retest the previous day low and get your ass out because you're gonna get stopped. I remember those moves, man. GJ used to be sweet. I made some 10-figure day. Oh my God, not 10-figure day, but 10K days.
God damn, bro. You was trading like that. Like,
Shook the whole class, bro. Oh man.
He said
Look what I'm
10-figure
talking about.
days.
Used
Like,
to. Man, shit shook the whole city up with that, man. My bad, guys. My bad. But yeah, I do remember those behaviors. And yes, intimacy with your peer is important because you start to see things others don't. Douglas, there's a reason why you see sometimes Douglas will catch the tippity top, or you'll see Alice will catch certain entries, and you're like, dang, how? No matter how much you're a good trader or a mentor, there's discretions that only you know because you've been noticing that behavioral reoccurrence. And Alice, it's okay in Zimbabwe dollars.
yo, that got me, bro. Like,
That's hilarious. But yeah, it's okay if you don't know who David is, Alice. He's one of the oldie traders, guys like me. That's why you'll only see people like that, even though I don't have to make loud noises in the industry. You'll just see someone like that casually show up on my webinar because we got the real relationships and connections. It ain't just for Instagram. Like I've been told y'all about some of these people. And
Yeah.
yeah, I know some of them very uh closely, and some of them they're either colleagues or people that we've come across that we might take off the list of friendship because of some grimy shit that might have happened. But hey, it is what it is. It's the industry. We deal with it as we see fit. Now, guys, I know you're not here for too many politics, so let's keep it going with our anticipations. Let's move into forward into um, Nas. The way things are looking, though, it's definitely about to be a bloodbath to the bottom. One thing that I worry about this week of trading is, and I don't want to be too worried, but I hope that price doesn't just keep doing weird stuff and we don't get good entries. So we'll see. I know we got core CPI coming. Monday is not much red folders at all. There's no red folders, but that doesn't mean price won't be moving the way it should. We got core CPI on Wednesday. And then,
Yep.
yeah, you about to say something, bro?
No, I was just gonna say, Naz, pay attention to the 23,000 level.
hmm We don't have too many things, but we got unemployment claims. We have, oh wow. We have what else? Yeah, we got core PCE. So of course, like the second week of the month, they have those type of news. But like lately, I've not even really been going too far deep into Forex Factory. It's really just about the structure of the 4 hour zones that pretty much have been telling the story and just paying attention to like the behavior to take a trade has worked best so far. But yes, without a doubt, this week we're going to be seeing sales for the indices because of the war going on. A lot of profit taking are happening and funds definitely being moved around to different asset classes such as oil. And yes, Quells, I don't, uh, James Storms did not trade US 30 sells. He's been focusing on oil only. And I think when the market opened, it gapped up. I think all his TPs just got closed. And yeah, he's okay. Yeah, catch the recording for sure. Yeah, we're looking at 23,893 as one of the targets. That's from November. We coming back to touch November lows. And the deepest we'll see is 200 for now. David just said 23,000. I definitely can see it as well. But once we do see these areas of rejection, folks got to not be greedy and be ready to take profit or take partials. That's the best thing I tell you, boy, because you could see a retracement like Kingdom Come. All right. I was about to mention oil. Should have thought of that over the weekend. Yeah, oil. No, but look, he's been at it for like 2 weeks. So he been tapped in. Like he was very much focusing on oil. When I FaceTimed him last week, Thursday, he was talking to me and his eyes was on the screen. I'm like, all right, broski, I'm gonna let you go, bro. It's like, yeah, man, all right, no problem, no problem. But yeah, so where do we anticipate the price of oil? Psh, honestly, after a retracement happens, if you could swing, swing for the month. Swing for the month. You might see oil touch new highs.
I'm about to take a look at oil right now, man,
No cap.
and tell you what I see right now.
On a weekly time frame, though, I would not entertain once price makes it to 126 and not close profit. There might be a deep pullback because price ain't touched this in like what, since 2022. Shit, counter
What
trade.
what feed do you use for oil?
Hmm.
What feed are you using for oil?
Oh, good question. Where is the feed? Hold on.
Oil USD. Click right there, top left.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Is this because it's white? I'm trying to turn the
No,
theme
no,
back
all the
up.
way at the top. The black bar at the top. Yeah, right
Yeah, I'm
there.
using easy markets.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, because I want to make sure I'm looking at the same thing as you.
yeah, facts, facts. Let me see. Let me add that one. Or USD. Hmm. Okay.
Oh my God.
Shit gapped, man. We'll see what happens when price pulls back at 102, or even if yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be any gap filling here, but yeah, 101, 100 definitely might be a retracement point. And yeah, definitely might be something worth looking at. Swinging, eyes closed, swinging. Same city, same method if you're looking for it.
Oh
My
yeah, that's the
God,
thing that came
yo.
to my head.
Of course,
I
Celine, you know the
said, we
vibes.
aligned, yo. We aligned.
Hell yeah. That's why I tell you don't stop doing what you're doing in the story. I do the same thing.
Okay, good, good, good.
Yeah, we got a good group over here, Brody.
I see.
Yeah, I've been tending the sheep for a while now. You know, all the bullshit with these MLMs and everything that happened. I was the guy who was like, hey, you can come here. You ain't got
Mhm.
to worry about nothing predatory. I'll take care of you. Right, guys?
Oh yeah, swinging.
The realist
That's
for
a
real.
fact.
We are
Appreciate
so
y'all.
I
good
heard
that
the DJ
that
tunes and I
ends
said, yeah,
cannot.
put me in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people really didn't have no home, man. They were like, man, it's too much going on, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a pastor also.
Yeah, I
Yo,
try to run away from it, but
He's
it's
our
like
pastor.
Jonah. You can't really run too much. So I do my
Hans, let me
ministry.
tell you what I think is going to happen this week. I'm just looking at the US 30 chart.
Yeah.
And as I'm looking at the US 30 chart, I think that I think that we are going to learn about some new defense contracts
Mm,
coming out middle of week.
mm.
I'm looking at it and what I see, because here's the thing. Like last week when I was selling, I was like, I took her down to the psychological level of 47,000, right?
Yeah.
Um, got out, turned around exactly where I expected her to, and I was like, cool. So 47,000 happened. Like I'm looking right now, and then 46,000 is right there. Like with the gap that just happened, 46,000 is right there. I would not be surprised if we get some news about defense contracts in one of the top 30 companies, and it pushes, like we're going to see it go down, and then we're going to see a nasty retracement
Uh-huh.
for
Yeah.
Nas
Mm.
and also the Dow Jones.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we come down to touch. Oh my goodness. We'll see. Once it happens though, we gotta be ready to take the counter buys because like sometimes you can't call the bottom until the bottom arrives, you know?
Yep. I mean, like what this could be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Like, and when I say a bloodbath, guys, like
20%
I've seen
correction type shit.
US 30, like US 30 might hit like 41.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. Looking at 42,000 could be a return back from June lows. And we're all we'll hear is, oh man, uh, and it's just gonna be what a 12, 13% correction. It's gonna look weird and crazy, but This is nothing new. Look, April 2025, we saw price sell off when they talked about the tariff news. Took 2 days to the downside. Let's be accurate with this. Yeah, we saw Wednesday swept that top. We had Thursday and Friday just kept on selling. And then by Monday, Tuesday, they were really trying to resist off this zone. And that huge candle shifted the narrative. Then we pulled back into the middle of the month of April, then they bought. So we've seen these types of things before. Oh, Lisa just said it's March Madness, well, I wouldn't be surprised with those sales. Yep. That also definitely plays into the narrative, but it's really all about price retracing, profit taking is happening. And then, of course, other positions will be added because this is long term plays and history in the making. When there's war, there's a whole lot of money to be made. And these guys, you see who's in charge. There's a lot of power plays happening. Hate the guy, love the guy, doesn't really matter. But he's moving gangster as any gangster I've seen ever. I don't like how Stanley is really doing too much with the posts, but um, this guy is fearless. This guy is fearless. I'm seeing alliances. I'm seeing, like we just saw what happened with the Hispanic
Yep.
countries, the Latin countries,
Yep. The
Latin
Western
country
Hemisphere.
alliances. That was kind of scary. I'm like, oh shit, okay, whoa. Didn't see that one coming. I'm not sure if you guys caught this news. Trump's shield of the Americas targets Latin American cartels. So basically, um, the leaders from 12 Latin American countries posed for a commemorative photo during the Shield of Americas summit at the Doral Resort in Miami. You got the only people that weren't here was supposedly Colombia, Brazil, and I forget which other. So let me read real quick. Let me proofread. Oh, in Mexico, I believe. So the U.S. administration under President Donald Trump launched a military and security alliance, Shields of America, and involving 16 countries in the Americas. President Trump stated at the first summit held at the Raw Resort in Miami, "We have gathered here to introduce new military alliance." New military alliance. Oof. Military stocks and defense stocks about to go crazy.
Like I'm telling you, like I was looking at the chart and I was like, wait a second, like this is what I think is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sat here, I'm looking at US 30. Like I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at her on the daily.
Mm-hmm.
And when I take a look at her, I take a good look at her on the daily. I understand fully, like there's no way that they're going to allow US 30 to fall all the way down to 23 levels.
Mm.
They're not, like, it would be impossible. I see this nasty gap of 700-800 points. I understand that it needs to be filled. All the technicals are telling me she's going south. What could change that narrative? A massive defense contract. A massive defense contract. And so, in the midst of everything that's going on, I believe there's going to be blood in the market for a little bit because it was very interesting. I told you psychological level of 47,000. That's why I took it to on Friday. And then once it hit that, bro, she rebounded. She rebounded hard.
Yeah. That's usually what it comes down to. A
right?
deep
And so it's
sell-off
like,
for better positions to be put in the market.
exactly. So right now, on US 30, like I can tell you guys right now, I'd be eyeing about 45,500. I'd be eyeing 45,000. And then the level underneath that I'd really be eyeing is about 43,500. Like those, if I was placing pending orders right now, those would be my buy limits. And then I would scalp down the entire time. And but like I trade a little bit different when it comes to indices, Hans. And we haven't talked a lot about my trading strategy as of late, but I will position trade in one direction and then gladly scalp, and use the positive equity from the position to go ahead and allow me to, to make a bunch of money.
Shit. Talk to him.
Because right now, like what we are sure of is that the stock market is going to go up.
Yes.
It's just about where she's going to sit there and turn around. Oh yeah, I hedge all the time. I had most of my because here's the thing. Most people take a look at a chart and they only see one thing. They only see one bias. I try to see both.
I call it visually ambidextrous.
Yep. I try to see both. And so when I take a look at the daily, when I take a look at this daily chart, I can tell you very, very straightforwardly, guys, this is nothing out of the ordinary. Actually, like if I was, and I know that y'all can't see my screen, but yeah, like 45, like 45,000, 44.5, like that still follows the overall trend.
Yep.
And that follows the overall trend moving from November of 23.
Yep. Yeah. But here's
Right?
the thing though. Price pretty much did break this daily trend, which is why
Go
it's
further back.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Yeah.
further back.
Hold on.
Like put it out. Yeah.
Which is why like we can tell the
Yep.
potential for 44,000 being rebounded.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, so we have a lot of opportunities.
Quadira said, "Can I share my screen?"
You want to share your
It's
screen?
up to you. Yeah, I can share my screen, man.
All right.
Because I'm trying to follow up. My head is messed up.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What are you following up? We're just saying.
Like, because he's saying prices, he's saying here, and I'm like, where?
Oh, hey, see, that's what we used to say when you used to like, right here, right here. I'm like, where, Alice?
I know.
Okay, cool. Let me open this up.
Oh, we got my boy Riley in here. What's up, fam?
Actually, here I'm going to go. I'm even going to go deeper. I'm going to go into the weekly chart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you take a look at this weekly chart, like really take a look at it. Right?
Quells is in the market right now.
That's the trend on the weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone can see that clear, right?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it means like whether or not she comes all the way down here to like 40,000, 41,000, 42.5, we don't know because, she likes to play above. Sometimes she likes to play below. If she comes below this, like if she comes here on the weekly, we're going to sit there and, just know it's time to buy. But now when we go to the daily chart and we take a look, because everyone right now is taking a look at this daily chart, and I'm going to change the color right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Everyone is and I'm going to fix this real quick. Everyone is taking a look at this, and actually, I wouldn't even take it from that. I take it like this. Everyone's taking a look at this and saying, "Oh, she broke. She's going down." And the answer is yes, she's going down, but for how long? Because this is the real trend. The purple line is the real trend.
Correct.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so the reason why, I would say, someone says, well, do you hedge? Yeah, all the time. And here's why. Because, now if I go to the 1 hour and I go ahead and let me reset my price scale, we see everything that's going on. And then, I have my own indicator that I use on this for the New York session.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
You
go
know,
ahead and go to the 5 minute with Pip Juice because
no. Like 1 hour is fine. I just need to zoom in, right? And so what happens is, like on Friday, I just knew what it was. She's going to sell. I knew my levels. I knew that this was my entry right here. Boom, she sold. She hit 47,000, just under 47K. But that doesn't change that the overall trend is bullish. On the weekly, on the monthly, she's bullish. So don't like so if I had a position and let's go back to the daily and let me show you, over here, when she came back and she touched here in April of 25 and she broke underneath, me knowing that this was an overall bullish trend, because look at what happened, right? Slight gap over here of about 200 points. She broke down, came back, retested, went off to the races. So if I got in a position right over here in a buy, does that mean when I see this sell, I don't take it and make my money?
Hmm.
Of course. But do I get rid of this buy just because I see a sell over here? No. My buy from back in April of 25 is still incredibly valid. It just means that now I'm waiting to see whether or not she comes all the way down here. And here's the thing, if she came all the way down here, well, now I need to make a decision on whether I think my buy is still valid.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they'll let us get to down here, because then institutional money will be trading based on what they see, not what is being told, what the narrative is. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, right now, we know oil's a buy. Right now, like, as much as people don't want to, talk about it, we know Bitcoin is a buy.
We might see a little bit of a pullback still from
No, of
BTC.
course we're going to see. Of course we're
Yeah,
going to see the pullback, right? Of course we're going to see a pullback. But when I go to the actual chart, and I'm like, okay, but look, guys, like I've sat here and these are old markings, and I told people exactly what it was going to do. Like I haven't opened up this Bitcoin chart in forever, Hans, and you already see all my drawings. It's like,
right.
but as I take a look at it, on the daily, we're in a little bit of trouble, right? On the
For
daily,
sure.
we're in a little bit of trouble, right? Because this,
Yeah. Personally,
right?
too, I'm seeing 55K. I know a couple of the people here also called out 55K back in December. So,
Yep.
yeah, we're waiting to see. Either way, in the sense of what you're saying, too, is this. The long-term play is buy for Bitcoin, meaning dollar cost
The
average your
long term
position.
play is buy.
Yeah.
The long term is buy. But look at how nasty this pullback could come. You
Mm-hmm.
said 50, it could go down to 43.5. But my first Bitcoin was bought at 1,200. So do
Oh,
I
yeah.
care?
I remember that.
Do I care? Like, no.
You heard a little bit, but hey, we move.
I heard a little bit, But does that mean I'm going to liquidate my position just because I see a little bit of pullback? No, I'm going to look at the market. I'll short the market while holding my position.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff, man. Give him some W in the chat. He's still a trader at heart. Let's go. That man ain't pull out his chart on any webinar. You had to pay him for it. Tonight you getting for the free ski. Appreciate that, bro.
Listen,
I like to
no, not a
add,
problem.
only real guys will allow somebody else to co-pilot on a webinar like that with no ego, straight knowledge, education, and love. So this is the type of energy that dictates and shows like who's who. You know what I mean? It's no competition, it's collaboration, it's education, it's a coalition of knowledge because we done been through hell and back, still at it, still love it. All right, guys. So I'm gonna close out the webinar tonight. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add before we close out? I think this was a pretty solid session, man. This was a blessing.
Yeah, I would like to just say thank you to you. And thank you to David also for being here and giving us what he has, like a knowledge. And thank you for the platform. Wishing a great week of trade to everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys, bro. Thank you so much. We're gonna get on the call after.
My pleasure. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
All right, bet.
All right, bro.
So, guys, have a great week. We're gonna, touch base throughout the week, and then we'll stay locked in. Please don't just think because the market is giving out the goods that we're gonna throw our rules away. We all know what that does to us. It sets us back weeks, days, and sometimes months. So let's
Years.
make the right decision and let's finish the week strong. All right, guys. Peace, love, and blessings. Recording will be available shortly.